Okay, I wanted to do this like really quick because I just wanted to see what was going on here. Um, I pulled one, two, three, four, five, six. I pulled six cards, one from um, different decks. Um, I pulled one card from this deck here. I pulled one card from this deck here. Um, one card from this deck here. Uh, one card from here. Uh, one card from here. And one card from here. So that's six cards. Although the one from the last deck, I don't even know if it makes sense or not. So I might have to look that one up. So from the first deck, I got a Ten of Wands. Okay. And the crystal is a garnet. And what it reads and what it says is, I love and care for myself first. Ten of Wands represents a card of burdens. There is someone who is feeling overly burdened in a situation. Okay. And the next card is the Justice card. This is a major arcana. And for Justice, it's um, bringing equality, um, righting wrongs, um, balancing the scales, um, doing the right thing, doing what's right, what's honorable. Um, and then the next one, I pulled the Honesty card. And this reads truth, transparency, sincerity, communication. And oh, wow. That's interesting because there's a key right here, and that key is right. There's a key. If you look, this woman's holding a key, and that key right there is on her neck. So, what is that, like the throat chakra or whatever? So, this person, whoever this is needing to speak. Okay, they're needing to speak their truth. They need to be transparent, they need to be sincere, and they need to be honest in their communication. And they got the key right there and they're holding it in their hands. Okay, and this is all lit up. Okay, now this person, it sounds like and it looks like to me, they're needing to speak their truth. And this card here is card 34. It says a door to personal healing and happiness. Looks like once they do that, they'll start healing and they'll start actually being happy. Um, this card right here is card 24. It's the King, and there's the heart in the middle. I kind of have that song in my head, playing with the King of Hearts. That is something about it's not really smart, but that's what we're gonna do to keep me away from you. Oh, it's some crazy song they used to sing back in the day, some little go-go song or whatever. And this is a card of mystery. Now, this one I'm not too sure about. But we'll see what's going on with that. So, when I was doing this, um, what this reminded me of here and how this kind of all played out to me was that these wands represented a burden for somebody in a situation. Um, and they're needing to um, bring justice to a certain situation. Um, I think for each of these wands represent something. Childhood trauma, um, burdens that they take on other people, people pleasing, internal struggles, internal fears, addictions, lies, deception. Um, if I could come up with 10 things, I would. But I think each of these wands represent something in somebody's life that they've acquired along the way. Like I said, some of this stuff is stemming from childhood, how they grew up as a child and stuff like that. So it started that long ago, and each time they, you know, I always say that God gives us levels to go through. And you know how some people in life they like to try to skip these levels. Well, this person might have skipped some lessons and skipped some levels. So now each of these sticks represents something that they done skipped. And the more sticks that they grabbed, and the more sticks that they acquired, um, the more burdensome um, their life became, you know. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting and what I'm thinking about. And they're really needing to bring justice um, to a situation. But the justice that they're needing to bring is probably more to themselves than anyone else, okay? Because they're not dealing with these things here, okay? They've just decided to take them along with them, pack them up one by one, each at a time, as they were given another stick. Because, oh, I didn't learn this lesson, so I'm just going to take this stick and move on, you know, or, whatever the situation was. So each time there was another stick that was given. So they would just wrap them up instead of deal with them. They would wrap the sticks up and just carry them on their back and keep going. And so this is why that they're needing to speak. This is also something that could be stemming from childhood because depending on how this person grew up, they might not have had a voice when they were a kid. So if they didn't have a voice when they were a kid, or if they were suffering and going through things as a child, and childhood was not good for them, they didn't learn how to properly communicate. Okay, so this person right now does not know how to properly communicate certain things or important things, or even still, they don't know how to stand up for themselves. So they have the key in their hand, but will they put the key in and turn the key so that they can begin to speak? They hold it within them, you know, to turn this key, you know. So, yeah, they're needing to speak some truth. They needed to be more transparent, learning something about being sincere, and they need to learn to have communication. But when they communicate, they need to be honest communication because anything else is you just wasting people's time. And once they start doing this, and this right here might be a challenge, okay, especially with the honesty part. If they've been living a lie for so long, like since childhood, um, this is probably going to be overwhelming and it's probably going to be scary and it's probably going to be something that they're not even sure about how to go about doing. Um, what I would suggest and what I would recommend and what my Pastor always said, and well, he was an apostle, but he's been deceased for some time now. But when he would tell us is start out with something small. Don't start out with the big stuff. Start out with something small that you've been lying about. Um, and instead of lying about it, correct yourself and tell the truth. Sometimes when we communicate and when we hear people talk, we listen to answer, but when we answer, are we answering truthfully? Like if you're not paying attention, someone say, "Oh, did you clean your room?" "Oh, yeah, 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 I cleaned my room." You were just listening to respond. But did you actually hear the question that was said? You know, um, so now because they just wanted to respond and just say anything, or even be a people pleaser, like I don't want to hear you nag or whatever, whatever. Yeah, I did that. No, daggone well you didn't. So they have to learn to reprogram themselves to speak truthfully. Really, that's what it is. They got to learn to reprogram themselves to speak truthfully instead of just responding without thinking about what's being said, you know. And I don't know if that's the correct way to say that, but, you know, we'll see if that makes any sense. But with this Ten of Wands, yeah, there's some heavy stuff here, and they're gonna have to unload all this stuff off, and that's going to require a lot of honesty and a lot of communication. You know, Lord knows how many people are involved, because especially if some of this stuff stems from childhood neglect or you know things like that. Things from our childhood end up carrying itself into the present and affecting us in our present. It affects our relationships, why we marry who we marry, why we do what we do. They might even need to get counseling, so they can get themselves set free from the things that they've been doing and learn how to correct themselves so that they can open this door. They can find this door to personal healing and happiness. But especially if they got childhood issues, because, yeah, you can carry it can be burdensome if you got some childhood issues that's affecting everything that you're doing all the way up to adulthood. Imagine if it started off with childhood. So that was your first. So that was the first indiscretion, and so you made it another indiscretion based off of that same childhood trauma. Boom, here go another stick. Another indiscretion. Boom, here go another stick. Another indiscretion. Boom, here go another stick. All of a sudden, you got 10 sticks, and you were just weighed down and feeling burdened. So they're gonna have to balance this out, and they're gonna have to bring balance to themselves um, first and foremost, you know, and it's going to require that transparency and that honest communication. Time to start speaking and talking about what's real. And then they'll be able to access this door to their personal healing and happiness. And then there's the King of Hearts. Um, I don't even know 100% what this card means, but I'm thinking that this is a guy, you know. Um, okay, this is. Mm, no, they said that's the Jack of Hearts. Okay, so that's the Jack of Hearts. 'Cause look, okay, the Jack is down there in the corner. So that's actually the Jack of Hearts. Okay, so that's the Jack of Hearts. This is a card of love, partnerships, creating a union. Care and affection are indicated along with romantic feelings and gestures. When it appears, the heart indicates tenderness and passion. So this is a card of love and partnerships. Okay. Um, also, okay. I got it. Okay. So once they start doing these things, they'll also have better relationships as far as um, better relationships as far as their love life. You know, they'll be more successful. The unions will be more blissful, more happier, and it won't be tied down and heavy laden with all these impurities that they had going on from the past that they didn't take care of and they didn't resolve. You know, this right here, the partnerships, the relationships, the unions, they will be more healthy. They will be healthier and they will be pure, purer than, you know, if they're in something right now. Because 9 times out of 10, if they're in something right now, it's probably toxic. And this last card here says mystery. Um, I don't even know what this card means. So let me not even play and let me just look this up. Hmm. Okay. Um. Okay. So I looked at something and I thought this was really interesting. Okay. And my eyes just fell right on this piece. It said it's also possible that the mysterious guise is a mask someone is using to hide something from you or those around them. If you feel this is the case, don't turn amateur detective. Instead, ask poignant questions and see how they respond. Notice if they become guarded or open. Okay. Okay. Um, I mean, this kind of, I don't know why my eyes fell on that specifically, but that kind of makes sense. Um, because, and it, see, they equate that as mystery, but that's really an element or a sense of falseness. You know, this person could be being false, and that's what's creating the element of mystery. Um, mm, that's possibly what's going on. Is that, you know, someone's not being pure, someone's not being genuine. Um, they're just kind of like playing a role in a situation. Um, and this is a card of love, union, partnerships, um, romantic feelings, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. Mm. So, yeah, I don't know if that makes sense or not. So, so we're not really focusing on, well, we know what this is all saying, that once this person speaks up and is truthful, this will be the door to personal healing and happiness and um, releasing these burdens, bringing justice and balance to a situation where they're in a partnership or a union where they're being mysterious. um, hiding something from people around them. Well, if they're hiding something from people around them, that's where this card makes sense. That people pleasing, that's under one of these wands here, needing to bring justice because they're hiding something, and it probably has to deal with a union. Mm. Okay. Um. Yeah. Okay. I just love how that just came together. Okay. So I just wanted to do that real quick because something was just coming out and vibe, and I'm just like, okay, let me see what this do. Let me see what this. Let me see what rabbit hill this takes me down, and it just took me down the whole rabbit hill. So okay, yeah, that was it was supposed to be a little read, but I guess not. Okay, so this is Conversations with Trinity Divine, and if all that makes sense to you, please share, and subscribe. I maybe I'll do another one of these shortly. I don't know. This one I just felt something, and I was just like, okay, let me go ahead and do this real quick and see what happens. I just look how that came together. Ooh, thank you. Okay, so I'm signing off until next time. I won't be gone too long. Hopefully, I won't, and we'll try this again. Bye.